What's up, everybody? John here. This is actually the day of my 41st birthday. It's 11:11 p.m. So got 49 minutes until it's not my birthday anymore. But the guys all came over last night. I hadn't seen Pat and Don and Tony and Dave and I all together in the same room for 2.5 years, and my wife always puts together the best birthday stuff. She made an amazing party for me last year for my 40th. And this year was just, I posted on Facebook. I said, I thought my 40th was crazy, but 41 heard that and said, hold my beer. So, um, anyway, I got to give my wife incredible credit for putting that whole thing together. The reason I'm making this is because we've been talking in APG about, doing another record, doing another show. We always talk about it. It's always pie in the sky. Don is so incredibly busy that it's just hard to get anything together. Tony's doing Along Came a Spider, and they're super busy, and they're out touring and everything like that. And you know, I'm singing in Brother Believe Me. I'm doing all the cover stuff, and my new acoustic project, Well Strung Heroes. Pat's doing the family life thing. He's got two kids, and he's got a great job. Dave's doing his DJ thing and his acoustic thing, acoustic jukebox. Um, but for me personally, I've been really bored lately, um, and I think I started realizing a couple weeks ago that it's that, as much as I don't miss being in an original band because having to go to band practice and deal with different personalities and who's going to do this, who's going to do that, after a certain point you kind of run out of patience for it. And it's not bad. I mean, we never had any problems in the band. It's just, once schedules get a little more difficult, instead of five guys, all pointing in the same direction to get something done, it's basically like one guy, two guys. And after a while, you're just like, you know. So, but I really, really miss the creativity of it. Um, I am so proud of what APG did. I think our music was just, pardon my language, fucking kick ass. I love listening to that record still. In Angel No More and Wish in One Hand, are the last two songs we did. I mean, I think if you take if you take those two songs and picture where the rest of a record would have gone. I mean, I love This Brutal Addiction, and I think a record that had Angel No More and Wish in One Hand as just the starting point would have been just killer. So anyway, we talk a lot about doing other shows and doing a record and stuff, and um, the way that Don and I have always worked together, and it's been 22 years now. He and I are definitely the leader guys. We're the ones that come up with most of the music, and we're the ones that initiate conversations, and we should do this and we should try this, and and we're basically the guys that push things forward. And Don is just so busy, but he and I both want to do this so much. And seeing him last night for the first time in 2.5 years, I mean, if you saw my Facebook page and the video posted about it, um, I knew I missed him, but I never really understood until he was right there in the room, and I was just like, I love doing the cover stuff, and I love that I can still play, and the guys I'm playing with in the cover band are the sweetest guys ever, Wheeler and Brokamp and B. I've done some incredible stuff, but that creative spark that's always in me, even though I'm very lazy with it a lot of the time, um, I miss it, and I miss the APG stuff, and you know, seeing those guys in a room last night, and we've been talking a little bit recently about we've all reconnected. Dave and I are best friends. Dave and I actually talk several times a week. Tony and I have reconnected. Pat and I have reconnected, and Don's just been so busy. But even he and I have talked recently, and the relationship is still there. I mean, the most important thing if you're going to do a band is you have to get along and you have to be cool with each other. And we are still just amazingly tight, and it's so cool. It's a testament to, how strong we are as a unit and how much we actually give a shit about each other and give a shit about the music, really. Because, I mean, Tony and I are a perfect example. And Tony would tell you that, he and I, for a couple of years there, really, we're not getting along very good. And, I'm a very headstrong person. He's very headstrong. And, we weren't getting along too good, but, you know, we were still friends and we were still tight. And being away from the band for a few years now and just getting to kind of talk and stuff again is like rekindling that friendship. So anyways, I'm rambling, but I'm also insanely tired and still recovering, drinking Gatorade from my birthday party last night. So um, we talked about a new record. My idea for the band has always been that we don't do a show again until we have a new record. I know that people will come out and see us if they're like, hey, book an APG show, and people will actually they will come see us. We'll be able to do a fun show, but I want to do something different, and I want a bunch of music in the can so that when we announce a show, go, it's not just a show. It's new music. Like, this is something different. That's always been very important to me, so that it doesn't get stale for us, but most importantly, it doesn't get stale for fans of the band. I can't believe, as a guy in a local band, I'm saying fans of the band. It sounds so douchey, but um, when we were talking last night about doing new music, one of the things that Don had mentioned was doing like little video clips and stuff and taking pictures and all this kind of stuff. So, as I was thinking about it today, as I was recovering, um, I thought, that's a damn good idea. And maybe if this is going to get done, Don and I need to get back to being the leader guys and just calling everybody like, look, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. And especially, um, I think it's time that I do that because Don is still the exact same guy, but he's just so busy that he doesn't have the time to push this forward like I can. So I think it's maybe time that I kick Don in the ass a little bit, um, and he and I just really get this done, but also do something a behind the scenes thing like the making of the new record type of thing. Um, I'm a huge fan of behind the scenes stuff. I love documentaries. I love watching how bands make albums and how the music comes together and stuff. And I figure, Don started it off last night with a great idea of like the little clips and everything. So I thought, well, you know what? Then I'm just going to start filming stuff when I'm thinking about the band and thinking about doing a record and see what happens. And if nothing ever comes of this, then nothing ever comes of it. But if something does come of it, then we've got all this footage to put together something really cool to show you guys how, you know, 10 years after this Brutal Addiction came out, we got together and did another record. And from the very, very beginnings of it all, that this is where it came from. So that's why I'm doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I really hope that we do this record. I will say this. The way that I would like to write, I don't want to write like a lot of bands now. They do it like over the internet and like send each other files and stuff. And I told the guys, I said I want to get in the studio because that's basically our practice spot for right now. And just plug all the instruments in, get the drums going, and just write live because that's how we always did it back in the day. And that's when there's something to be said for the volume in the room and the attitude, and just when you're there with the other guy and all of a sudden someone's doing something and you look over and you're feeding off of it, and you're just, someone goes into this guitar riff and you just start slamming to it. And then, there'll be times like Tony and I just get into this bass and drum groove. And then, Don or Pat will just get into it and just start grinding with us. It's like you can't replicate that by doing little pieces and sending them to each other over email and stuff. So I really want to do it live. I want to do it old school. I want to do this. I really want to do this. I am incredibly proud of the APG stuff. It's always excited me. I've always been bummed out that we couldn't continue. because I really think that there's another record there that is really an incredible piece of music. I really believe it. I really truly believe that. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So I want to record these things and, make a little documentary to put out when we do the new record. And hopefully I'm not recording this for nothing. Hopefully this is the opening scene of our making of documentary of the new APG record. So let's see what happens. Love you guys. Thank you for supporting the band. I really appreciate it, man. You guys are unfucking believable. So let's see where this goes. Love you.